I'm Eithne from Pilates Physio. I'm going to guide you through an antenatal Pilates class. I'm going to assume that you've done your warm-up in the previous video so that you're nicely warmed up, and we're going to go straight into it, okay? So we're going to start in standing with some exercises in standing. Some of these will be similar to maybe the warm-up exercises, so we're going to start with some squats and then we're going to change it up. So again, bring the feet again hip distance apart. Check in with the length through the crown of the head, soften the shoulders, and noticing the breath in your body. Okay, we're going to go from here straight into your squats. So extending the arms as you sit down into your squat and sitting the bottom back. Keep the breath nice and smooth. Notice where you feel your breath in your body. See if you can imagine when you're coming up from your squat, really driving up through the heels. We're going to go for 4 more. Lovely. Nice one. Okay, last one. So we're going to come down into a squat. We're going to stay here and we're going to pulse. So think about bouncing through the knees and think about pulsing at your hips, okay? So I can really feel this straight away working in around my quads. See how it feels for you. If it's too much, you come up a bit. Remember to keep it all symptom-free, pain-free. It has to feel comfortable in your body. Let's go for 3, 2, 1, and then back up to standing. Nice. From here into some forward lunges. So I'm just going to face the side so that you can see me. Once again, you decide on the length and the depth of your lunge, okay? What I do want you to watch is the control. So I want you to think about what's happening at your hips as you're stepping forward. So trying to keep the control, keep the length through the spine. Think about your trunk staying a little bit more upright if the tendency is to lead with your head. Really start to feel the legs working here. And then we're going to add in some arms. So we're going to take the arms up overhead as we step. Good. So working arms and legs here now. If you have any weights at home, you can do this exercise holding onto weights. So you can either hold them in both your hands like this, or you can add them in. And you can take them forwards, you can take your arms out to the side as you're lunging. Nice to do a combination of arm and leg together. Good, let's go for 3 more. Lovely, and just back to standing. Good. From here into some reverse lunges, okay? And rather than, we're going to play with the hand position for this. So placing both hands on the top of your head, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. And then from here, let's have a look at you taking 1 foot back at a time. Nice. If you find with the hands on the head a little bit of a challenge in terms of balance, in terms of control, keep the hands on by your side. So see what feels best for you. Again, it's a nice one to do holding on to weights. Lovely, let's do the last few movements here. Keep breathing. Nice, 1 more. And then back to standing. Good. We're going to now take it up. We're going to change up our squat sequence a little bit. So we're going to take the legs out a little bit wider, turning the toes out on a kind of 45-degree angle. And we're going to come into our wide leg squats. This time, as we bend the knees, we're going to open the arms out nice and wide. So you're going to bend down as the arms go out, and then straighten the legs back up into standing. So let's do a few of these, opening the arms as you bend the knees. for you and your body, at your hips, at your pelvis. If you need to modify it in any way, if you need to bring the legs in a little bit closer, that's totally fine. Let's do 3 more. Last one. We're going to pulse. So see how it feels to pulse in this position now. Notice your breath. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back to standing. Well done. Good work. We're going to come down onto all fours now next. So if you have a mat, you can take your mat out. Otherwise you can use a blanket or a towel. Just be comfortable on the floor. Okay, so we're going to spread the fingers out nice and wide, fingers underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. And before we do any exercise, I just want you to get a sense of your posture here on all fours. So really thinking about lifting your chest away from the mat, spreading the shoulder blades out wide, gazes down between the hands, and think about a very subtle lift through the back of the head. Notice your breath. See if you can breathe a nice full breath into the sides and back of the ribs. Nice, okay. We're going to move into our swimming exercise. So we're going to start with our legs. So swimming level 1 is just looking at our leg control. So how well can we extend one leg at a time? Just sliding the toes away, keeping the pelvis nice and level. Starting with the toes in contact with the ground. And if that's feeling fine, you can go ahead and, as you extend the toes, you can lift the leg. But the same thing as in, the same idea of keeping your pelvis level throughout the exercise. So it's more important that you're keeping the control, even if your toes are staying down on the ground. Good. If you're experiencing any wrist pain, this is too much for the hands, the wrists, you can at any time come up onto your fists, so that will take pressure off the wrists. Or at any time, if it's too much, you can just sit back and shake out the wrists, just loosen them up, okay? We're going to do 2 more movements here. Nice, and then release. From here, we're going to come up to the next level of the swimming exercise. So looking at the arms, okay, from here, just extending the right fingertips out and then lifting the arm up. And then releasing it down onto the mat and changing sides. So how well can you now imagine the control, the tray that you're trying to balance on your back has now moved up to the area around your shoulder blades. So as you extend the arm, there's no tilting through the spine. Keep your face relaxed. Notice if there's any tension creeping into the body that you can work to soften. 2 more movements. Well done. Okay. Now we're going to look at putting it together. Okay, so we're going to look at arms and legs together. If at any time this isn't right for you, you drop it down and you can just work again one at a time. So bring it together. We're going to take the right leg out and extend the left arm away. We're going to hold, see if you can hold for a breath. And then release the hand and release the leg. So take your time. Extending leg, extending arm, breathing here. And then release slowly. If this is too challenging, you can keep your toes on the floor and you can walk your fingertips away, or you can extend your arm but keep your toes on the floor. So there are different ways of doing this, okay? the exercise quite comfortable, what would it be like to hold it for 3 breaths? So we're going to finish with one more. Well done. And then relax. So open the knees and just sit the tailbone back towards the heels. Just take a nice prayer stretch here. You can feel free to make a little pillow with your forearms, dropping your head down, if that feels good. And just take a little pause. Just breathe into that stretch in the low back and pelvis. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift the head, coming back onto all fours once more. And we're going to come into our side kick exercise, so kind of a modified exercise in this position. We're going to extend the right leg out. And we're going to look at opening the leg out to the side. So keeping the toes in contact with the ground, opening the leg out. This is again what I'm looking for here is the control of the pelvis and the back. So you're not letting anything change, you're keeping the pelvis steady and stacked. If that feels comfortable, you can try lifting your leg up and the same thing, opening your leg out to the side. So you can feel the work. Definitely the standing leg is working, as is the opposite leg. So feeling into your leg muscles that are working. 2 more moves. And then slowly release the right leg down. Good. Have a little stretch if you need it between sides. Let's go on to the left. So extending the left toes back. Keep the length through the spine and then opening the leg again. Making a little slide of the leg out to the side. Think about drawing a line with your big toe onto the floor. Watch what's happening in the upper body during all this. So the tendency often is to kind of collapse into it. And I really want you to think about working those muscles. So you're keeping your hands pressing into the floor and you're keeping, again, the length all the way up to the neck as well. If you're happy with that, let's try with the leg floating up to hip height. So opening the leg to the side and back. Keep breathing. 2 more moves. Well done. And then releasing down. Nice, okay? Have a little stretch. Give the hands a little bit of a break. Good. Just relax the breath after that. And we're going to move into some push-ups, okay? So really loading up the arms again, which is good for us, okay? So different options when you're doing your push-ups. You can keep your hands underneath your shoulders and lower your head and chest down to the floor. If that's feeling okay, you can try walking the knees back, taking your feet up a little bit higher off the ground and doing your push-ups in this position. So it loads up the arms a little bit more. So work out your own level. Keep the breath steady. Good work. 2 more moves. Lovely. And back onto all fours again. Okay. One more exercise on our hands and knees, okay, is going to be our threading the needle stretch. Okay. So a lovely one for opening up the upper back. A nice one to do at any time of the day. I think it's a lovely one to do after doing some push-ups because it helps release out everything, everything in the upper back, all the joints. So, onto all fours once more. We're going to inhale, reach the right hand up to the ceiling, opening up the chest and shoulder. As we exhale, we're going to thread the hand under, sliding the palm out onto the floor. Inhale as we open. Exhale under. Now the breath doesn't have to be specific. You can work with your own breath. long as we're taking nice full breaths in and out, opening up. One more breath, reaching up, exhale under, and then take the hand back once more. Good. So just setting yourself up for the opposite side now. We're going to take the left hand, reaching it up, and exhale as you take it under. Sliding your fingers away. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, open. Lovely work. Really enjoying the movement here, enjoying the stretch, sensations in your back. And then release back down. Sitting back onto the heels. Rolling the shoulders a few times. Well done. Nice work. Okay? We're going to make our way down onto our sides now next. Okay? So lying onto your side on the mat. I'm going to use a block. You don't have to use one. It's important that your head and neck are comfortable here. So if you don't have a block, you can use a pillow or you can just support your arm with your opposite arm. So, as you're lying on your side, the first thing I want you to think about is the position of your body, okay? What we tend to do when we lie on our sides is we kind of curl up. So I really want you to think about lengthening from the top of your head all the way down to your tailbone. And what I mean by that is just maintaining the natural curves of your back. Think about your two hips sitting on top of each other. So stacking at your hips and stacking your shoulders on top of each other. Nice. And then I just want you to find your breath in your body. So can you feel your breath in and out? And if you can, see if you can bring your breath down into your tummy, into the sides and back of the ribs. So again, working towards a deeper breath. Well done. Okay, and then releasing down. We're going to work on some leg exercises here, so a little bit of glute work. So we're going to extend the top leg away. And we're going to work on floating the leg up away from the opposite leg and then gliding the foot, gliding the whole leg forwards and backwards. Okay, so can you keep the control at the pelvis and at the hip? So you're trying to keep it that the leg is the only thing that's moving here. So smooth, flowing motion happening at the leg. The option with the underneath leg is you can keep it bent or you can extend it out. Now, if you extend it out straight, you can feel that it's a little bit more challenging for your balance. You're going to be working a little bit more around your core, your tummy. So it doesn't matter which variation you choose with the lower leg. We're going to do 3 more movements. And then just release. Well done. So bend the knees once more. Take a breath. Okay. And then from here we're going to work on our lift and lower. So extending the top leg, pointing the toes, and as we lift the leg, keeping the toes pointed, and as we lower the leg, we're going to flex the foot. So moving between those two ranges at your ankle, and seeing how we go here with our leg raises. So muscles that you're aiming to be working, feeling into here now are the sides and back of the buttock. So really feeling into that, the outer hip muscle. I can definitely feel mine working. So I hope you can too with yours. You don't need to be taking your leg really, really high with this. It's important that your low back isn't doing the work. So we'll go for 3 more movements. then release. Well done. So just give the muscles a bit of a pat. You feel them. We're very grateful to them for all the work they do. Okay. Coming into our arm opening. So if you, again, you can use, good idea to have something under your head for this exercise. So take a pillow or a block if you have one. You're going to draw your knees up a little bit higher towards your chest. Just let your body settle here into this position. Coming into arm opening, so this is a lovely one again for the upper back. It's a nice mobilizing exercise. We're going to take the top hand, reaching it up and over, and then opening the chest towards the ceiling as we do that. Continuing the movement of the arm down by the hip, and then back to find the palms once more. So reaching up, opening the chest towards the ceiling, drawing a circle with the hand, and then back. You can let your eyes even close for this one and really feel into the movement if that feels good. And as opposed to the movement, as opposed to this exercise just being about the shoulder, I really want you to think about it being about the movement of your ribs and your breastbone towards the ceiling. So really opening out, really feeling into that rotation in the upper back. Breathe. Once more. And then back. Well done. Okay. From here, we're going to come up into a sitting position. And before we go over onto the other side, we're going to just go through some exercises in sitting. So we're going to separate the feet, hip distance apart. And we're going to look at some roll-ups in sitting, okay? So to do this exercise, you may feel more comfortable sitting up on something. So again, this is where the block might be handy. If you feel here that you're already a little bit tight in the front of the hips, sitting up on something is definitely more preferable for you, okay? I'm going to demonstrate without. So we're going to start with hands just resting underneath the backs of the knees, underneath the thighs, okay? And we're going to slowly roll back. And what I mean by this is that you're going to you're going to roll off your sit bones. So it's like you're tilting your pelvis back, sliding your hands down your thighs, and then using your hands to help you sit back up, okay? So just trying out this movement, rolling off your sit bones as you tilt back, and then rolling back up into upright once more. You're making a little C-shaped curve out of the bottom of the spine, and then as you come back up, you're restacking your spine upright again. If this feels fine, you can extend the arms out. What I do want you to be on the lookout when you're doing this exercise is to make sure that there's no doming of your tummy muscles. And what I mean by that is you shouldn't see the separation in the muscles and the tummy kind of doming forwards in a line down the front of the abdomen. So just be on the lookout for that. And if that is the case, I would work on just a really small range. So it's important that there isn't that as you're going down. So you shouldn't see any doming of the tummy muscles. If you're fine and there's no doming, we're going to extend the arms out, and we're going to see how we do without holding onto the legs. So extending out through the arms as we roll back. Trying out a couple of movements in this exercise. Nice work. 3 more. Keep breathing. Watch that you're not collapsing your head and upper body. So making sure you're not kind of curving your whole spine. Still keeping that length between your sternum and your crown of the head. Okay. And then relax. Nice. Okay. If you need to have a little stretch, just drop your head down into this position. Take a couple of breaths. If you're happy to keep going, we're going to do one more exercise here. It's another one, abdominal exercise. Again, different ways we can do this. It has to feel comfortable, and again, no drumming of the muscles, okay? So you're going to roll back, and you're going to draw your right elbow back, gazing over the right elbow as you go. What we're targeting here are the oblique muscles, the side muscles of the abdomen. So a little bit different from the exercise before. The addition of the head, like the gaze over your elbow, is totally optional. So you don't need to add in the neck. You can keep your head looking straight out to the side if that's more comfortable. Keep breathing. And again, I mean, if you need to modify it, you can keep the movement smaller. So you don't even need to do much for roll back. You can just work on your rotations without doing your roll up, okay? Important again that there's no pain. So if you need to stop and rest at any time, please do so. It's all about listening to your body. So let's do 2 more. So 1 on each side. And then relax. Good work. Okay, from here we're going to go over and do our sideline series on the opposite side. So I'm going to take my block around. Again, extending my underneath arm, making a little pillow with the block against my head. And then before I do any exercises again, I'm just going to check on my position here on my side. So just take a couple of seconds just to line yourself up. I want you to think about lining up against a brick wall. So you've got the idea that the back of your head, your shoulders, your buttocks and your heels are all lined up against that wall. So once you feel you're there, just check in with your breath. Just softening your breath once more. Well done. Fingertips, left fingertips just resting in front of your tummy button for a little bit of support, and then extending your top leg away. So coming into our side kick exercise, you're going to float your leg up to hip distance high, and then you're going to glide the foot forwards and backwards once more. So it's a control exercise. So what we don't want to see is any movement happening here at the pelvis, anything higher than here. So if you were thinking about, balancing something on the top of that hip, like a cup of tea, okay, so you get the idea that it's all about that control of the movement without anything else moving through the body. Again, the option can be to straighten the bottom leg as well, so you can try a few with your bottom leg straight. So it's not going to be as easy as you can see to move, there won't be as much range. So one more movement here. Good, and then just take a little rest here, a little pause. Come back to your breath. Good, and then we're going to come into our lift and lower, so bending the underneath the leg, pointing the toes, and then as you lift, you're going to keep the toes pointed, and as you lower, you're going to flex the toes. So you're only lifting your leg up a few inches off the ground. It's all about working into those outer hip muscles. Try to keep your hips and pelvis stacked. Whenever you get to the point of feeling those muscles are getting tired, you're really feeling the burn, you can relax the leg back down. So I'm going to go for 2 more. Well done. Give the muscles a little bit of a rub, if you feel them, a little bit of tap, okay? And then we're going to come into our arm openings on this side. So again, a little bit of support underneath your head can often be nice. Drawing the knees gently up. So again, they're a little bit more of a right angle with your hips. Placing your two arms out in front, palms together. Just settling your breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to reach the top hand up overhead and you're going to draw a huge big circle. Okay, down to your hip and then back to your palm once more. And as your arm opens out overhead, you're opening up your chest in the direction of the ceiling. Really nice one to do if you're experiencing any upper back pain. But really, if you feel areas of stiffness through this, it's a lovely one to do every day, just to mobilize your back. Because the better that your back moves, the better for everything. So really nice, keep the motion and keep the movement in your body.